Hey, welcome back, viewers. Just gonna fill up the pond a little bit today. Also filled up the tote in the greenhouse, and I might just take you around for a little tour here. You can tell that it's a little low. You know, this is my smaller, more shallow pond, and she's a little low. So we're gonna fill her up one more time, and then we're going to winterize the pump, roll up the hoses, and that's just gonna have to do for this year. Now there are fish in there. I see them the other day. When it gets nice and clear in the water, you can see them. So we've got a few things we're gonna do today. I'm gonna try and prune one pear tree, so stay tuned for that, and I'll show you how to winterize your pump. Okay, so while we're letting the pond fill up with the rest of that tank of gas on that pump, I was in here, I was filling up my tote here, so I have some water in here for watering my plants, which don't need it as much because it's quite cool now, so they're not absorbing as much water. But there are a few trees like the lilacs, they need a lot of water, the gooseberries, and so on and so forth. But the strawberries are good, the blackberries are doing all right, so are the walnuts, so are the apple. They might use a drop here or there. But again, once it starts to freeze in here, these trees will go into dormancy too, and I'll have to empty that tote. So we'll empty that tote. But in the meantime, we fill up all of these water bottles that I've been painting black, because we drink our water. My parents live in one house and I live in another. So yeah, we drink our water, so we paint them up, get them nice and black so that the sun will absorb the heat, and they're all going to be laced on the south side, the inside south side of the greenhouse, so the sun can penetrate that water and warm it up and act as like a little thermal battery. As you can see, I need about maybe 30 more to fill up the back line here, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop there. I'll probably go around the edges here too and help that out, and well, we'll see how it goes. I still have to seal up this door here to help keep the heat in, I guess now. So right now we're gonna get out there and we're gonna take some water sprouts off another pear tree, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so as you see, this one is in dire need of some pruning, and again, we're gonna start up close and we're gonna do this stuff on the inside and anything I can reach from the ground that is standing straight up. Now I'll show you, as you can see, some of these bigger branches here. We'll get out there, I'll show you. But let's get over there and we'll show you close up. This is what it looks like now, and you'll see what it looks like then. All right, as you can see, there's a lot of these upright. We don't want them because they're interfering with some of the other ones. So when I hard pruned this is what came out of one of the sides, and I am slowly training it to go this way. So we want to take off this big branch right here for one, because it's right in the middle. Again, you want to cut right at that knuckle right there. And again, I'll snip all my branches up, and I just put them around the tree as mulch. Nothing better to fertilize a tree than the tree itself. I learned that from a guru on YouTube, believe it or not, back when I started doing all of this. So yeah, we're gonna get back to trimming that. But what we're gonna do is see this one here, straight up. We don't need it. It's gonna interfere with this new tree branch that we built here. We got another up right here. Again, we don't need any of these. This one here, shooting straight out this way. We might keep that one for now and see how she trains out. But there's all of this right here that all has to come off. So let's get at that. All right, we're all trimmed up in here. It's all trimmed up. Everything in here that I can reach by hand, and anything facing this way or necessarily crossing another branch. I'm gonna take one like this here and just snip it there. So we go with this outward facing branch, because this is just gonna go straight up and into the next one. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one here. Again, right up the knuckle, trim it up a bit, throw it on the ground, and there you go. So we're gonna get up to the top now and start doing the upper part. All right, so we've done as far as we could go with just the ladder, so I'm gonna use this. Don't do this at home, folks. Don't do what I do. Sometimes it can be a little unsafe, but I'm risking it because I want to finish this off. So we're gonna do this top and that top, and some of these branches are quite big, so we got the big pruners out. So
again, I don't want to, you guys, nobody wants to see me keep trimming around, so we'll just zip to the end, do some of that magic, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. So basically anything going upright, any big branch that I have that I can start training outward, because we want a nice round umbrella type, open in the middle and umbrella on the outside. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on that, and you'll see what I mean when I'm done. Okay, so as you can see, I've done a full prune on this. This is not a hard prune. It's just a lot of the sprouts, the upright sprouts. Now you might be able to see my hand. I know I'm not on the screen here, but I've definitely bent one of the branches over because I want to train it to go in that direction, because there's space in that direction. So that's what I wanted to do there, and I'll just show you the other side here. And of course I've done the same thing on the other side there. And again, a lot of these branches are just water sprouts that came out when I did my hard prune about 2 or 3 years ago. So again, I just keep training it and training it and training it, and I'll keep taking off what I don't want until I get what I do want, and then it'll just be for fruit pruning. So we'll just be getting rid of a lot of those water sprouts in the spring, and the dead, dying, and diseased. Anytime you can take that out. So I also have another one. If you can see, there's another line right there. I have another branch I pulled over. I tried to pull a different one into a different direction, but it broke on me because I put a little too much tension on it. And that's fine. We just got rid of that, and we'll start again next year. So that's the end of this prune. So let's go get, I think the next thing is to get that pump up into the greenhouse and winterize it a little bit. And I'll show you that in a minute. Stay tuned. So we've been able to pull the pump out, and we finished up filling up the pond as much as I think it should be. We probably could go a little bit further, but I don't see the point. So what you got to do now is make sure you turn the gas off. So what I did too is I run this completely dry. So run it till it stops, and that'll get most of the gas out. But there'll still be some in the carburetors, which you shouldn't have to worry about too much. If you really want to, you can put some high test in here with some fuel stabilizer for the winter, and that'll also help keep it good. But I'm just going to dry it out, keep this empty. Then what I'm going to do with the cyclone chamber, the pump chamber here, is we're going to release all of these plugs, these drain plugs, and drain all the water out. Now I've already drained out all the water, that and from the hose, from the suction hose as well. So we'll empty that, and then that'll sit up in the greenhouse. And then what we're going to do is we're going to leave these caps off through the winter, but just in a spot so we don't forget where they are. So we don't want to lose these. So that's about it. That's how you pretty much maintain a pump throughout the winter. Basically the big thing is get all that water out of there, because if you don't get that water out of there, it's going to freeze in there and crack something. So we're not going to let that happen, and it's going to stay in the greenhouse. It's going to stay quite warm for quite a while. So let's get up to the greenhouse, get this sucker stored.